is going on, guys? JD from New York here. And this is number 93, part number 2 of the number 1 source right here on YouTube.com for everything WWE, man. This is Off the Script, the number 1 wrestling podcast in your subscription box, man. Thank you guys so much for joining me on Saturday morning. If you missed part 1 of Off the Script, where we talk about Daniel Bryan and WWE holding Daniel Bryan off WWE television because he is going to fuck plans for Roman Reigns, man. Go into it, we talk about it, we discuss it. So if you missed that, part 1 is live on my channel right now as of yesterday. Link is in the description down below. Also, guys, please make sure you all take advantage of the Pro Wrestling Tees Black Friday event. It is going on up until November 30th, man, meaning you have 2 days left. If you guys want Off the Script t-shirts, man, get one for a friend, get one for yourself, get one for a family member. Do your Christmas shopping early, man. If you've been reluctant, if you've been lazy, if you've been saving some money up, I don't know, man. This is the absolute best time to go and buy some t-shirts. 20% off using the code Black Friday on every t-shirt on that website, man. Especially mine. 20% off. And if you spend over $100 or more in one order, you are going to get a limited edition Andre the Giant t-shirt. So it's a great way to support the show. If you love Off the Script, if you are a member of Team JD, please go out and support the show by buying a t-shirt. ProWrestlingTees.com/WWE Off the Script. You guys got 2 days left for this massive sale. It's the biggest sale that they have all year long. And it's one of the only sales that they have all year, man. And it's something to take great advantage of. So I hope you guys are buying your Off the Script t-shirts, all right? Thank you guys so much who have already purchased. I really do hope you guys go out and get some shirts, man. It's a great deal. I actually bought some shirts off the website just for myself, man. CM Punk, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Jim Ross, they all got t-shirts on them, man. You got to take advantage. Only comes once a year. It's ProWrestlingTees.com/WWE Off the Script. If you guys are not following me on Twitter, at JD from NY206, and if you're not subscribed to the channel, well, I don't know what you're waiting for, man. You're not going to get wrestling news like this anywhere else on YouTube.com. Getting into the number 1 story, and I'm fucking exhausted, man. I could barely keep my fucking eyes open. Black Friday itself literally killed me, man, at work. I was up at 4:30 a.m. I had to be at work at fucking 5:15. I didn't leave work till 5 o'clock. I came home and I plopped on my couch at 5:30. I'm like, I don't think I'm going to get Off the Script done tonight, man. I don't think I have enough energy to do Off the Script. I really don't. I'm still fucking exhausted, man. I took a 2-hour nap, and it was the greatest 2 hours of my fucking life, sleeping. I don't want nobody to fucking bother me. I told everyone to stay away. Go fuck yourself. I got things to do. I got Off the Script to record. I want to do a WWE 2K16 stream, and I don't even know if I'm going to get that done. But regardless of that, again, thank you guys for joining me. Top story, apparently, news broke as I was sleeping, because I didn't see this before I went to sleep, and I knew immediately how to make this the top story. Rumor going around right now that Finn Balor is going to be making his way to the WWE main roster. Now, I don't know if this is a good idea, given the current state of the WWE main roster and the WWE product. Why would you want to bring Finn Balor up to the main roster amongst all that is going wrong right now? Yes, there could be some positives to that, but do you want to bring him in right now? You know, I don't understand that. Where would he place? Where would you put Finn Balor? You barely know what to do with Tyler Breeze. You still don't know what you're doing with Kevin Owens. You don't know what you're doing with Dean Ambrose. For the fucking love of God, you're keeping Daniel Bryan off of TV because you're afraid of him ruining your plans for Roman Reigns. WWE didn't even know how to book a correct Survivor Series tournament to crown a new WWE champion. They're going to bring Finn Balor up to the main roster and do what? He's a fucking absolute monster. down in NXT. WWE has some of, if not the greatest talent in the world of professional wrestling on that roster down in NXT, with Hideo Itami and Sami Zayn coming back from injury. And rumor going around that AJ Styles and Jay Lethal are coming into NXT. Austin Aries, just to name a few. WWE wants to load up and stock up on NXT talent to take that brand to the next level. And it's already high as it is. But what are you going to do with Finn Balor on the main roster? I just don't understand this logic. And people are saying Sami Zayn, that the promos highlighting Sami Zayn and his return are going to be his return for NXT, which to me again makes no sense. Yes, if you want to bring Sami Zayn back to NXT for a few weeks to a month, and you want to get his feet wet, and you want to get his name reestablished with the audience, because NXT, they shower love to anybody, man. I could come out down walking down the NXT aisle. They'll shower me with love, man. It could be anybody. Now, I know that's highly unlikely, but you guys catch my drift. You know, that would be a great way to introduce Sami Zayn again, to get him reacquainted with the WWE audience. Have him come back down to NXT. Have him have a few matches with, Finn Balor here, maybe Samoa Joe and Apollo Crews. Maybe have him do one takeover event. Whatever the case may be, man. Sami Zayn and what he needs to be doing needs to happen on the main roster. The reason why he was hurt to begin with is because of Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens now obviously is not there. He moved up to the main roster. He was challenging for the WWE Championship in the tournament. And he eventually lost to Dean Ambrose, who went on to Roman Reigns in the finals. Kevin Owens beat John Cena in his first pay-per-view match this year in 2015. I mean, nobody could really say that they've done that ever. You know, Kevin Owens has been pushed to the fucking moon. Then they kind of scaled him back a little bit. Now he's the Intercontinental Champion. There's no better way for Sami Zayn to come back to the WWE than to seek revenge on Kevin Owens. And there's no better way for him to debut with the WWE than in the Royal Rumble. If you want to make the Royal Rumble unpredictable, exciting, special, if you want to build a feud towards WrestleMania, which the Royal Rumble was known for back in the day, Sami Zayn has to debut with the WWE on the main roster. Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens needs to happen at WrestleMania 32 for the Intercontinental title. Whether that match opens the show or whether that match is placed in the middle of the card, I don't give a fuck where it is. It needs to be on WrestleMania, because right now, WrestleMania is looking like a complete fucking disaster. Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens needs to happen. Sami Zayn does not belong down in NXT. He belongs on the main roster. He had his first taste of the main roster before he even got hurt with that John Cena United States Open Challenge, and that was in his hometown of Montreal. That was unbelievable. Sami Zayn could do a lot for the WWE, especially in a returning feud with Kevin Owens. That would be unfucking believable. You don't even need anyone to script it, man. It's already been scripted. It's already fucking wrote itself. You don't need a rocket scientist to figure out how to book these guys if you're going to bring Sami to the main roster. It's just there. The story is already told. A couple of highlight packages, some fucking brutal beatdowns, a sneak attack, a Royal Rumble entry that fucks Kevin Owens. In the process, Sami Zayn eliminates Kevin Owens as a surprise entrant. Nobody knows he's going to be there. Hold him off. On WWE television like Raw and SmackDown. Don't debut him until the Royal Rumble. Have him come in. And Kevin Owens, beasting in the Rumble, sees Sami Zayn come down the aisle with the music blasting. It's going to be in Florida and the surrounding Florida area, so you know he's going to get a great pop. I don't know what else to say. I mean, that's simple. It's simple and it's effective booking for Sami Zayn. Now, Finn Balor, how do you bring Finn Balor to the main roster? I don't get that. To me, Finn Balor is the face of NXT. He's held the title since July, and I really don't see him losing it right now. I think WWE, if I was to put money on it, the way WWE wants NXT to be, the way Triple H is talking about NXT and the future plans for NXT and taking them on the road a lot more in 2016 and make them a touring brand and a touring attraction, I'm not for that. I'm really not. There's a lot of downside to that, in my personal opinion. There's a lot of negative to that, in my personal opinion. NXT is a special brand. You know, it went from this cheesy, fucking overstaged competition from WWE where you had people running down the fucking ramp with shit on top of their head, balancing books and, jumping through tires in a WWE ring. That was NXT. That was NXT. The days of Chris Jericho mentoring Wade Barrett and The Miz mentoring Daniel Bryan. Those were the NXT days, man, back in the day when the NXT name was first established. Now look at NXT. NXT is the biggest, I wouldn't say it's independent, it's the biggest promotion within WWE right now, the hottest promotion within WWE. It's the only thing WWE's doing right, but it's, if you look at the way indie wrestling is perceived, if you look at the way indie wrestling is booked in North America, NXT is number one. No, there's nobody hotter than NXT. You know, WWE helping NXT get across that way obviously speaks volumes. They got the top-notch production, they got the WWE Network, they got the Performance Center, they got their own hometown right there in Orlando, Florida, where they could do anything they want, tapings, promos, you name it. WWE has everything for NXT right at their fingertips. NXT is going to be even bigger in 2016 because you have Hideo Itami coming back. You got all the rumors circulating that Triple H and WWE management want AJ Styles in NXT. Austin Aries was spotted at the Performance Center. We don't know what's going on with that, nor have we heard anything about that and him being there. You know, WWE has put out there that they would love to have Jay Lethal. WWE is looking at other avenues of talent so that NXT can have a new crop of guys to take that brand to the next level and maintain the momentum that it's on. Finn Balor, Sami Zayn, you know, those types of guys, they're not going to be down there forever. Baron Corbin, they're not going to be down there forever. You know, we've seen the promotions of Kevin Owens and Tyler Breeze. Finn Balor and, you know, guys like Corbin, Apollo Crews, eventually they're going to be called up, man. These guys are the future of the company. But anybody being plucked from NXT right now for the main roster, I would be fucking terrified of how things are doing, how things are going in Stamford, Connecticut, man. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. They don't know their head from their ass right now. So I would not accept a promotion if I was Finn Balor down in NXT from, you know, NXT to the main roster. It's just not happening. And if I was WWE, I wouldn't even do that to him just out of sheer respect. Why would you book someone when you can't book anyone on your main roster properly right now? Why would you do that to him? You want Finn Balor to be absolutely monstrous. You want Finn Balor to be the kind of superstar you rarely see in WWE. And to me, that's what Finn Balor is. You know, Finn Balor, if you really look at him, there's nothing changed about his appearance. You know, he comes out with the leather jacket. You know, this is the leather jacket that he wore back in the New Japan days, and, you know, they're trying to replicate that. They want to give him more of a, I wouldn't say a company look. They want him to have a more natural look to him. Yes, he's got the demon paint. Yes, he's got the great fucking theme music, which is probably my favorite theme music in all of WWE right now. He's got an amazing fucking entrance. Nobody gets a crowd hyped in NXT like Finn Balor, man. When everyone's doing the fucking hands in the air thing, there's nothing like that, man. I can't even imagine that on the main roster and how that's going to translate. I think at the time when it's right, it's going to translate well, but right now is not the time. Right now is not the time. I would not do that to Finn Balor, especially if you want to take NXT to that next level. And what I think, in my personal opinion, with AJ Styles not having a contract right now and him fulfilling his obligations to wherever he has to go. You know, he's doing Final Battle, I believe, for Ring of Honor. He's doing a New Japan show, Wrestle Kingdom 11 in January. I think, truly, after that, WWE is going to throw whatever they can at AJ Styles, and they're going to make him an offer, and he's going to be coming into NXT. It needs to happen. WWE knows this needs to happen. Finn Balor is the kind of superstar that you rarely see in WWE. If you asked me who's the next John Cena, I always go with Daniel Bryan, but being how fucking ignorant and foolish WWE is, they won't give Daniel Bryan that look. Whatever the case may be, man. The long hair, the fucking, you know, the long beard, the small stature. I don't know. I really don't know why WWE didn't jump on that train with Daniel Bryan. I see a face of the company all over Daniel Bryan. You know, he's humble. He's a fucking one-of-a-kind individual. He's just like me and you, man, the working man. I don't see why WWE doesn't think that would translate to everybody who watches the product. But if you had to ask me, besides Daniel Bryan, who's the face of the company, it's Finn Balor. Finn Balor could absolutely, more so than your beloved Roman Reigns, take the place of John Cena and be the face, the legit face of that company. He's 34 years old. If WWE wanted to strike with Roman Reigns, it certainly needs to be in 2016. But not yet. Not yet, anyway. And I'll tell you why, okay? Finn Balor's got the look. Finn Balor's got the pretty boy face. He's got the in-ring style. He's got a great promo skill. He's got the entrance. He's got the theme music. He's got it all, man. He can be the next guy to be the top guy in the company. But not yet. I think if WWE's going to bring in AJ Styles, you want that match to happen. AJ versus Finn Balor, especially during WrestleMania weekend. You have AJ win the title from Finn Balor, and you have AJ be the flag bearer for WWE, carrying the NXT title and taking that brand to the next level that WWE wants it to be. Now, I've said this before on this show. I don't think WWE should really overexpose NXT. I don't think they should tour like they want with NXT. I think it's going to oversaturate the brand. I think it's going to lose a lot of its appeal. I think people are going to be shoved in the face with NXT. I don't think it's going to be good for the brand, man. I love the intimacy of NXT. I love the fact that we don't get to see NXT often, and when they do, it's 2-3 times a week when they're touring, man. It's a special thing. You don't want to overexpose it. You know, overexposing it also leads to more injuries and pushing your superstars and athletes further and, you know, making it more risky of injury. You don't want none of that, man. WWE's got a great thing with NXT right now, and I think they should keep it that way. And I hear from all the podcasts I'm listening to that NXT really right now, even though they're the hottest thing in wrestling, they're still not a moneymaker. They're not making any revenue. They're not making any profit on what they do. It's just there. So I don't see why WWE wants to do this. I would leave NXT the way it is truly for those reasons. And those are very valid reasons. But as far as Finn Balor comes to the NXT, as far as Finn Balor, you know, goes with coming to main roster and WWE SmackDown and Monday Night Raw, I don't really think it's the right time. You want to get that AJ Styles Finn Balor match, and if that is really your goal, and I can't even imagine what that would do for the overall show of WrestleMania. Fuck NXT TakeOver during WrestleMania weekend. I would have that match on WrestleMania, period. I think that match would absolutely belong and feel like it belongs at WrestleMania, especially in front of 100,000 people. Come on, man. You got all the most rabid wrestling fans from around the world coming to watch your product, 100,000 plus, waiting to fill AT&T Stadium. You're telling me they won't appreciate a Finn Balor versus AJ Styles match on WrestleMania 32? Come on, man. Fuck it. Have it twice. Have it at NXT TakeOver that weekend and have it again. Have it again at WrestleMania. That's how fucking great it would be. And it would be a treat for the fans. And then you could take the title off of Finn Balor that time and then promote him to the main roster soon after WrestleMania. You know, when things die down and you got plans in place and you got Roman Reigns as your babyface champion, God forbid. But that's what I would do with Finn Balor. And as the report states, this week's edition of NXT featured on the official return promo of Sami Zayn. His return to NXT is going to do amazing things for the brand, since he was considered by most to be the face of NXT before his injury took him away, and current NXT champion Finn Balor took over. According to the Inquisitor, this is according to the Inquisitor that was reported from several sites that I'm subscribed to. I don't know why they're listening to the Inquisitor. It's a fucking absolute dirt sheet. They don't have any true sources, but this is according to the Inquisitor, so what I'm going to tell you is take it with a grain of salt. There's a rumor going around right now that the Demon, Finn Balor, could be headed to WWE main roster extremely soon. The match is set between Balor and Joe for NXT TakeOver London. The possibility of Balor dropping the NXT Championship to Joe is a strong one due to Sami's return. Joe's heel run with WWE and them trying to build a new superstar during WrestleMania season and catapult Finn Balor to superstardom is something that they're looking into. Hideo Itami is also set to return to NXT very soon. With the addition of Apollo Crews as well, the NXT roster is going to be full of major stars. He's been NXT champion since July 4th. Balor has put his stamp on NXT, and he will leave it in a better place than when he arrived. If there was ever a time for Balor to jump to the WWE, now is the time for the world to meet Finn Balor. I don't think right now is the time. I would seriously hold off on that and do exactly what I stated already in this video, giving you guys my opinion on that. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. You want to see Finn Balor on the main roster right now when there's a whole slew of other problems that they got going on? Or do you want to see Finn Balor at least remain NXT champion and go against AJ Styles if the WWE is serious about bringing him in? I don't know what you guys are thinking. I think that's the right route. I would not bring Finn Balor to the main roster right now. If you're going to handle his promotion, it's got to be handled with fucking baby gloves, man. You gotta carefully plan this. A huge plan needs to be in place. And I'm not talking about a plan that's going to be a 2-3 week plan, man. This needs to be a fucking 6 month to a year plan with Finn Balor. This is the type of guy you don't see come into WWE's doors all that often, man. He is something special. And he's probably, besides Daniel Bryan right now, my favorite guy on the WWE roster, period. You need to handle this carefully. It needs to be done right, and it needs to be executed at the right time. I don't think WWE knows at all what they want to do with Finn Balor. And right now, with everything else going on and a fucking failing product with sinking ratings, I don't think a Finn Balor is going to be exposed to the right audience, man. You got to do it right. You got to do it when it's fucking the absolute right time, and right now is not the right time. So let me know what you guys think about that. Finn Balor coming to the main roster. Do you want it? When do you want it? Who do you want him to go against? Do you see what I see happening at WrestleMania if the WWE goes against AJ Styles and Austin Aries and these other guys? Let me know what you think about that one down in the comments below. It was reported over the weekend that Awesome Kong, a.k.a. Karma in the WWE, had retired from professional wrestling. However, that doesn't seem to be the case, and Kong is still open to wrestling. According to the Pro Wrestling Sheet, Kia Stevens has wrestled her last match as Amazing Kong in Japan, but she hasn't necessarily retired 100% from pro wrestling. She's still got the potential to continue her run in TNA, join any number of United States promotions, which includes bringing back Karma to the WWE. Stevens' retirement was reported from BattleNews.com after a doctor's concerns about her health made her retire from the industry. The new report have sources close to Stevens that are reporting that her contract in TNA officially ends in January. It's possible that she will officially retire from her contract in TNA, and the report over the weekend was a preemptive news report. As of this writing, Kong's long-term plans have not been revealed. If she does intend to retire after her TNA contract completely from professional wrestling, it was a great career for her, and she went out on her own terms. However, it's very likely that the report of her health being in question after so many years of wrestling is accurate. Kong may be on her way out of the business officially very soon. After this past weekend, it's likely she'll make a far more official statement soon. So, Kia Stevens, a.k.a. Awesome Kong, a.k.a. Karma, in WWE right now. News of her retiring leaked, and it was preemptive. It's not true. And I would love to see Kia Stevens, Karma, back in the WWE, man. The WWE had something great when she debuted, and it was never really... It really never reached its full potential. And with the way WWE initiative right now in NXT is to push the divas, I would love to see a Karma versus Bayley match. I would love to see Karma just fucking devour Eva Marie and just leave her a bloody fucking mess in the middle of the ring. A blood red just like the fucking hair on the top of her head, man. So we don't see Eva Marie anymore. That's what I would like to see. I think Kia Stevens would fit very well, almost near perfect in NXT. And I really think she could thrive down in NXT, man, especially with the taping schedule. It's something that she'll be used to. A nice transition from TNA going down to NXT where they tape not so often. They tape everything in bulk. I think it would work out, man, and I would love to see WWE jump on this because, like I said, her run as Karma in WWE was a very short-lived one, and it never really lived up to potential because of a failed pregnancy that she went through when she was there. She just abruptly left, and then, I don't know what happened with that. She had a miscarriage, I believe. That's what was reported, and then she went over back to TNA, and she was, re-debuted over there as Awesome Kong. I don't know what's going on with that, man, but like I said, I would love to see Kia Stevens back in NXT. I think she would be a perfect fit, and we could get a lot of great matches out of her, especially with the rebuilding of the NXT women's division. I've been saying divas. That's how fucking tired I am. Women's division down at NXT. I think that would be a great get for WWE, and I really think they should look into that after her contract is up, if she still wants to remain in the wrestling industry. WWE Hall of Famer Mick Foley has always been very vocal about his wrestling philosophy. Foley's opinion is generally well accepted, and one of his most vocal arguments is the respect and presentation of women's wrestling in WWE. On Raw, WWE featured 2 women's matches. Sasha Banks took on Becky Lynch, and WWE Divas Champion Charlotte defended her title against Paige for the second straight night. While the latter was a good match with good development, many were upset with Banks versus Lynch on Monday Night Raw. Foley's frustration was understandable. The Raw match between Banks and Lynch didn't have much more than a few minutes, and WWE had an issue for years of focusing their attention on a single Divas feud. However, we've discussed that the Divas division has far too much talent to focus on one feud at a time. WWE's roster is currently struggling with talent right now, but the Divas division has more talent than it has in over a decade. It seems like an easy fix. Foley is one of the many people that would like to see more women's wrestling on WWE TV. For example, this week there was a cheap segment between Heath Slater and Ryback on Monday Night Raw that didn't resort to much more than taking up 10 minutes of television time. That time could have easily been added to Sasha Banks versus Becky Lynch and making that match longer and more appreciated by everybody watching. All right, so I agree with that. I agree with that statement for sure. And WWE Hall of Famer Mick Foley also took to social media recently and gave his thoughts on the current product. In a post on his official Facebook page, the Hardcore Legend says that no matter how much the fans cheer for certain superstars, the politics backstage determine who will become the next main event talent. He goes on to say that he is on the verge of becoming a former WWE fan. And I hope the WWE brass, and I hope all the fucking suit and ties in WWE are looking at Mick Foley's Facebook page and listening to Mick Foley on Twitter and look at him ranting. I hope something is done. Mick Foley, one of the more respected WWE Hall of Famers that there ever is, that there ever was, comes out and watches the product every week. He knows what's going on a week-to-week basis. He knows what happens internally. And he's not afraid. He's not afraid to voice his opinion about what is going on. He's exactly right, man. Why did we get Ryback and Heath Slater in a segment that took up 10 minutes of our time when Sasha and Becky went 4 minutes, and you could have easily gave them another 10 minutes to give us a great match? Why is it so difficult for WWE to book a women's match in NXT and give them 15 fucking minutes? If it was Sasha and Becky on NXT, they would have had the fucking main event slot for our number one contenders for Bayley's Women's Championship. 20 minutes they would have got. But on Monday Night Raw, they're given 4 minutes. How can you develop, man or woman, how could you develop a character in 4 minutes? How can you get the crowd over in 4 minutes? How can you get the crowd to appreciate what you're doing and generate interest on a week-to-week basis if you're going to give them 4 minutes? What does anybody remember from that match? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. It was a fucking throwaway segment. It was a throwaway match. Nobody even remembers that Becky and Sasha wrestled on Monday. That's how unimportant it was. WWE is foolish. The people in charge on Monday Night Raw, that's all you need to know. That they have no understanding. They have no idea of the talent that they possess right at their fingertips if they're giving Banks and Lynch 4 fucking minutes. Glad on Mick Foley for fucking bringing this to light. I'm happy that he's ranting on his Facebook page about the current product. It is fucking garbage. Absolutely garbage. And this is one of the many reasons why Monday Night Raw is fucking garbage. Former WWE Tough Enough contestant ZZ, who cares, was recently injured at the NXT Performance Center during a training session and will be out of action for 6 weeks. Oh, poor baby. He shouldn't have never gotten a contract to begin with. Why he's even at the developmental center is a fucking blessing. He should be counting his fucking blessings every fucking night. The injury appears to have come from a miscommunication, but most of the blame is being put on ZZ himself. ZZ was the male runner-up in this past season of Tough Enough, losing to Josh Brady in the season finale. However, ZZ was one of the several contestants that WWE decided to sign to developmental deals as well, as they felt he was very charismatic and had a lot to offer the company. After this incident, however, the talk backstage is that ZZ does not have a bright future in WWE. This is not his first time, or this is not the first time the brass have felt this way, as officials reportedly wanted him eliminated from the show early in the process. Looks like ZZ is going to have to wrestle some alligators in the very near future, man. Go back to wrestling alligators down in Alabama, motherfucker. You're not worth it. Why he received the contract to begin with, I don't know. And why Tough Enough even happened to begin with, I don't know, man. It's supposed to pick one fucking winner. One man is supposed to receive a contract. Do you know how many people receive contracts from that show? At least 8 or 9 people from that season of Tough Enough received contracts and invitations to the Performance Center. Why? I don't know. Why did you waste everyone's time watching if all you were going to do was give everybody a fucking contract? Makes no sense. ZZ got one. You could have gave me a fucking contract and I could have did a lot more with the fucking money you gave him and make things better for WWE. Seriously. Pay me to write, pay me to announce, pay me to analyze, fucking whatever, man. Pay me. You're fucking better off paying me than ZZ, man. He's fucking worthless. But he's injured, he's going to be out 6 weeks, and his WWE career might be over before it even begins. Good. He was fucking worthless anyway. What else do we got going on here, man? What else do I got going on? I don't really know. I think I'm going to end it here, to be honest with you. I got news on Cesaro. I'll talk about that tomorrow. Finn Balor, we discussed. Mick Foley, we discussed. ZZ. Sami Zayn, we talked about that. WrestleMania 32 news about Sting and Undertaker. Same old shit. I think I'll report that. I got news on fucking La Sombra down in developmental. He's someone that WWE has signed from CMML and New Japan Pro Wrestling. We'll discuss that on Sundays off the script. I think I'm going to end it here, guys. But if you enjoyed the video, let me know what you guys think down below of everything that we discussed, especially the Finn Balor thing. Let me know what you guys think about the Finn Balor story. Is he ready to come to the main roster? Is it the right time? And when do you see him coming to the main roster and against who? And do you think the AJ Styles thing that I'm talking about is right for WWE and getting that brand and keeping that brand's momentum, the way it is right now before promoting Finn Balor? That's what I think that's what I think should happen. But let me know what you guys think about that. This is part 2 of Off the Script. I'll be back on Sunday with part 3. Lots of news. Cesaro. I got news on La Sombra. And I got news on The Undertaker and Sting not happening at WrestleMania. Also have more backstage news on Roman Reigns and why WWE wants to push Roman Reigns the way that they are doing right now leading into WrestleMania. But that is all, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll be back on Sunday with part 3. Hit that thumbs up. Greatly appreciated. Pro Wrestling Tees, man. I'm going to say it over and over this weekend right here on the show and on Twitter, man. 20% off. Go and support the show, man. If you guys have been waiting, you guys asked me for t-shirts. Where the fucking sales at? I don't know, man. I get the fucking shirts made, and then nobody wants to buy them. Buy them. Today is the fucking greatest day to buy them, man. Today, tomorrow, and Monday. It ends on Monday. Do it. 20% off. And if you spend over $100 or more on the website, you get a free fucking Andre the Giant limited edition t-shirt, man. Do it. All right? And if you're not following me on Twitter, at JD from NY206, and I'll be back on Sunday with more news and rumors on Off the Script. This is JD. And I'll talk to you guys all later on Sunday, man. Thank you guys for watching.